Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get the spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
Hola Chula! Thank you so much for clicking onto this video. And if you are new here, well then, hi, hello, my name is Kai. And if you're coming back to my channel, well then, it's great to see you again, babe. Here on my channel, I aim to share my experience as a person who has left the Jehovah's Witnesses organization and what it was like to grow up in a high-control Christian cult. Call me Stuffy the Vampire Slayer because I think that I am getting sick, so I apologize in advance. But today we are going to be doing another survivor story. This is a true life story of someone who was in the Jehovah's Witnesses organization, coming to find their own freedom, sharing their own experience. Now, of course, these videos are personal, and the experiences that people choose to share can oftentimes be heavy and sensitive. Your top priority should always be your mental well-being and mental health. If now is not the best time, please feel free to go through any of my other videos, or feel free to check out today's survivor's channel. I will have her channel linked in the description down below. Today's story is about a woman named Shelby, and I have to say, Miss Shelby, that I am so thankful that you are allowing me to help get your story out there, but I also owe you like a major apology because I just got long story short, I am a chaotic ass bitch. Now that things have settled down more though, I am planning on doing more of these survivor story times because I just think it's very important that we're able to tell as many stories as possible. Not even just to bring awareness to the situation, but also just to remind people that we are truly not alone. I know a lot of times as an ex-Jehovah's Witness, it's really easy and common to feel like you're somewhat of an alien. Here are these two worlds that you've been introduced to, the Watchtower world, and then one day you're suddenly thrust into this whole brand new world that you still just don't feel like you actually belong in either. So please show Miss Shelby some love in the comments down below, because what she's doing today takes so much bravery and courage and vulnerability. And I know that you all appreciate her just as much as I do. This is the truth according to Shelby. My name is Shelby. I've posted a couple of videos on YouTube, but I haven't fully gotten onto the public activism train. I was a witness for 25-ish years. I moved from Arkansas, now I'm living in Alaska. All of my blood family is still in Arkansas. My father is the only one on his entire side of the family that is involved in the religion. He always tried to get studies going with other members of his large family, but ultimately he was the only one to fully convert. He grew up Baptist, I believe, but when he was in college, he was indoctrinated. My mother is part of a multi-generational indoctrination, and the cycle continued with me. That aside, Biomom is one of 6 kids that were all a part of the cult since birth, and almost all of them, including my mom, were abused by their uncle. He was on the fringes of the religion from what I have been told, but never fully committed. And their stories, and those of so many others, match up with the cult. Child sex cover-up. The fact that my grandfather did nothing except kick his brother out just disgusts me. I just want my aunts and uncles and my biomom to open their eyes to it, that it wasn't normal to be so closed-mouthed about the abuse. Honestly, my story would be hard to put into a neatly bundled package. There's so much I could talk about. I'm one of many people that have had to go through far too much, far too early in their lives. But that's how us witness kids are raised. grow up too fast, then realize you up and feel defeated enough to just give in and keep going. I appreciate what Shelby said there about when you are being raised a Jehovah's Witness child, a lot of times you just end up growing up so fast. You become so mature so fast because in a way I feel like it's almost like a survival skill. Not to mention that there really just isn't a lot of space in the witness lifestyle to have a full and fulfilling childhood. Shelby goes on to say, or there are those that break the mold, and I have seen that there are more and more of us coming out. I remember all those talks about Jehovah molding us like clay. And pardon my French, but what God would create men with free will only then to have other men sit and tell you that you need to be moldable? Exactly correct. I've never thought about that before, but I have many times in my life heard that God is molding you like clay, and I just think that that is wild. I think that you yourself should be the only person who is defining your identity, assigning you an identity, telling you who you can and can't be. Since my mom's side of the family was the only side devoted, they were my anchor through young life. It was always impressed upon me that I should love Dad's family, but there was a weirdly blurred line. But now, there's no blurred line with my mom's side. My support system of 25 years cut me off as soon as I was disfellowshipped. And I know so many people are going through that same experience, just being treated like you're dead. I'm very sorry, Shelby, that you had to go through the torture, absolutely inhumane practice of being disfellowshipped, shunned from her family. As you heard, she said that she lost her only support system of her whole life. That is exactly what I have been talking about. Pretty much what every other ExJw creator talks about is the horrible reality of disfellowshipping. Actually having to shun your own daughter, your own sister, your best friend. This is unnatural, and it's absolutely horrific that Shelby had to go through that, but at least she does have some other family, so she was able to have that support somewhat from other people. But a lot of times, people don't have that. You literally lose every single person that you have ever known, have ever had confidence in, have ever had trust in, or love for. There is a growing awareness of the Jehovah's Witness practice of disfellowshipping or shunning of people, basically of transgressors, people who have committed a sin and are deemed to be unrepentant in the eyes of God, but really in the subjective opinion of three very human men. And I have to believe that as time goes on, more and more governments are going to become aware of what is happening and realize that it is a horrible injustice and is completely against basic human rights. And there will be more pressure put upon Watchtower to make some changes or face some very real consequences. Shelby closes her story out by saying, "People are opening their eyes. It might take time, but remain hopeful. Never compromise who you truly are to make anyone happy. It took me a long time to learn it. I always knew I wouldn't be a witness forever. I always knew I wasn't made for it. However, in trying to just get through childhood, you still develop a need for approval, to know you aren't doing something that could be stumbling to someone else. Absolutely, this is something that I struggle with literally day in and day out. I am always so concerned what other people think of me, if they're looking at me, if they're judging me, and it's something that takes so long to unlearn. I just barely became cognizant that this is even something that is not normal. It's not normal to feel like that. So yeah, so it's a work in progress, but we got this. We're in this together. But there are so many people in the world that will love you for you. Or maybe just a few. Either way, cherish it. That's all I'll say before I really ramble. Feel free to share this if you'd like. And thank you for being brave enough to consistently stand out and not give in. Thank you so much for those beautiful words, Shelby, because I know that it really resonated with me, and I'm sure with everyone else who is listening to this as well. Very important message and reminder that at the end of the day, you have to love you, because when you got your back, then you got it all, babe. I'm so proud of you for using your voice, Miss Shelby, and please go and take a look at her channel. It will be linked in the description down below. And that was the truth, according to Shelby. If you like this video, then you can leave it a like, and if you like me, well then you can subscribe to this channel. And if you have a story that you would like to share, please feel free to email me. It is always in the description of all of my videos, but it is prettyexjwgirl@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot your message over there. And if you have already emailed me, rest assured that I will be getting to that in the order that they were received. So just be looking out. I'll be in your inbox soon. And yeah, as always, Chulas, I hope that you are having a beautiful, wonderful, amazing rest of your day. Bye!